Today, I'm gonna show you how to make my 4-ingredient soft flour tortillas. They are so soft, flaky, and so delicious. Let's get started. This recipe only has 4 ingredients and it comes together really quickly. We're gonna start off by adding 2 cups of flour into a large mixing bowl. One of my favorite tips for having a really good flour tortilla is using really good flour. I like using Sunrise Flour Mill. I'm a big fan of their lineup. They use a lot of different like ancient grains and stuff like that, so you're getting a really good flavor. We're gonna add 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 6 tablespoons of beef tallow that's been melted. You can use butter, you could use shortening. You're just gonna wanna make sure that it's melted first. I like using beef tallow because it gives it a little bit more of a flaky layer, and it also gives it a really nice depth of flavor too. And then 3/4 cup of warm water. Now we're gonna mix everything together. We're gonna start off by using something to mix it. You could always use your hands, but then I'm gonna switch to kneading with my hands. Then we're just gonna finish this with our hands, and we're just mixing until the dry ingredients like the flour is well incorporated. Okay, you can see it is all incorporated. Cover with like saran wrap, something like that. I'm just using a reusable bowl cover. Cover, let it rest for 15 minutes. All right, the dough's rested. Now we're gonna finish kneading it. So we're gonna knead it until it's smooth. And I like to just use the palm of my hand. It is going to be sticky, and it'll actually become less sticky the more you work the dough and that gluten forms in it. So you can see that everything is incorporated in the dough. It's more smooth. It's not as tacky to the hand anymore, so it's been worked. You can also see like I can create a ball with it, and it's not coming off on my hands. So that's how you're gonna be able to tell that it's done. Start with a clean work surface and then add some flour. We're just gonna use the exact same flour that we used in the dough. And you're gonna wanna generously flour the area because this dough, again, it's still a little bit sticky. And what I like to do is start off by just rolling it into a log a little bit. Now you can do this a bunch of different ways, and this will make as many tortillas, like depending on the size that you want, if you want bigger or smaller. I find that normally it gives me right around, I would say 6 to 8. Now you guys know me, I'm not that like a technical baker where I'm gonna measure off and weigh every single one. You're more than welcome to do that though. So I'm just going to use a bench scraper to just kind of create where I'm going to do the cuts, and then just cut them up. Some will be a little bit bigger than the other ones. And then I'm going to set the other ones off in the bowl because we want to keep that moisture in the dough. And then I'm just going to cover it back up, and I'm working one piece at a time. Make sure that your surface is floured and that the tortilla is nicely floured. Just pat it down a little bit. You're gonna wanna flour your rolling pin just slightly. We already have a lot of flour on that tortilla dough, and we're just going to gently roll it out. And if you feel it starts to stick at all, flip it, add a little bit more flour, and just roll it out. I call mine a little bit more rustic because they're not perfectly round. They taste amazing, that's all that matters to me. Then we're gonna do another flip. Make sure that's floured. So we wanna make sure it's not quite see-through, but you don't have those thicker edges. So the next part is we have this rolled up. We're gonna heat up our pan and get these on the pan. We have our pan heating up over a medium-low heat. I added a little bit of olive oil since I'm using a cast iron style to just help oil that up. And then we're gonna add our first tortilla on as soon as you feel it's warm, right around 3 minutes or so. All right, let's add our first tortilla. Add it, spread it out some. Did not look good. First one's always a throwaway. I always say the first one's a throwaway, but it always still, I mean, it's gonna taste amazing. It just normally looks a little bit funky until you get those temperatures right. Okay, gently lay your tortilla on the pan, spread it out, and that's it. Let it cook each side for right around 3 minutes or so. You're gonna notice that it's going to start to puff up around here. When you notice the edges aren't doughy looking anymore and that center is puffing up, it's a good time to flip it. Okay, slide it down the center, flip it over, and same thing for the other side. This will take only probably about 2 minutes, but you're gonna see that those pockets are building up, and those are the perfect flaky pockets, and that's what this beef tallow is gonna give you. You guys, our tortillas are done. They smell so good. You can do different thicknesses of the tortillas, so if you wanted to make them a little bit more thick where it's almost not as thick as a pita bread, but something like in between that and a tortilla, you can always do that. And let me show you how flaky and beautiful they are. You can see those perfect flaky layers on the inside. I mean, this tortilla is so good. You can see that it came together super quickly too. You can make, you know, your favorite tacos with them, enchiladas, anything, and they do hold up really well in the fridge, or you could freeze them as well, and I'll have some details on my blog post about that. All right, time for the taste test. They're perfect. They're absolutely perfect. You can taste a little bit of that richness from that beef tallow. The flour plays such a big factor. You can always use any kind of all-purpose flour, but I do highly recommend getting a good quality flour because it's going to just really enhance the whole flavor of the tortilla. All right, guys, one last shot here. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe and let me know what you're making with them.